The Americas, often called the New World, are vast continents stretching from the northern to the southern hemisphere, home to a rich, diverse, and complex history. Human presence here dates back tens of thousands of years, when the first groups of people migrated from Asia across the Bering Strait during the last ice age. Over time, they settled, built thriving communities, and developed remarkable civilizations that still leave their mark today. Around 15,000 to 20,000 years ago, the first inhabitants arrived in the Americas. They survived by hunting and gathering, and later shifted to farming, eventually forming organized societies. In North America, indigenous peoples such as the Apache, Cherokee, Sioux, and Iroquois established tribes with strong social bonds, rich spiritual traditions, and deep respect for nature. In Central America, the Maya and Aztec civilizations flourished. The Maya were brilliant astronomers and mathematicians, creating highly accurate calendars and building massive stone pyramids. The Aztec were known for their magnificent capital city, Tenochtitlan, with its canals, temples, and impressive stone architecture. In South America, the Inca Empire rose high in the Andes Mountains. The Inca built an extensive road network stretching tens of thousands of kilometers, mastered farming on terraced fields, and constructed the legendary city of Machu Picchu, a wonder that still stands today. The late 15th century marked a turning point for the Americas. In 1492, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer sailing under the Spanish crown, arrived in the Caribbean. This event opened the age of discovery in the New World. Soon after, Spain and Portugal claimed most of South and Central America. The Spanish conquered the Aztec Empire in 1521, and the Inca Empire in 1533. Gold and silver from the Americas poured into Europe, transforming global economies. Meanwhile, other powers joined the race. The English founded 13 colonies along the Atlantic coast of North America, laying the groundwork for the future United States. The French controlled Canada and the Mississippi River Valley, while the Dutch established New Amsterdam, which later became New York. This era also brought one of the darkest chapters in history, the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of Africans were forcibly taken to the Americas to work on sugar, tobacco, and cotton plantations, leaving a painful legacy that still affects societies today. The 18th and 19th centuries were times of revolution and liberation across the Americas. In North America, the 13 British colonies rebelled in the American Revolution 1775-1783. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed, giving birth to the United States of America, the first modern republic in the New World. The spirit of freedom spread southward. Leaders like Simon Bolivar and José de San Martín spearheaded independence movements against Spanish rule. By the early 19th century, most South American nations, Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Chile, had gained independence. In Central America and the Caribbean, countries gradually broke free from Spain, France, and Britain, though many regions remained colonies well into the 20th century. Throughout the 19th century, the United States expanded westward, acquiring Louisiana from France, annexing Texas, and claiming California and vast western lands. The young nation stretched from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Yet deep divisions emerged between the industrial North and the agricultural South, which relied heavily on slavery. These tensions erupted into the American Civil War, 1865. The North's victory ended slavery and set the stage for rapid industrial growth. By the 20th century, the United States had become a global power. After World War II, it rose as a leading economic and military force, shaping international politics, trade, and culture on an unprecedented scale. South America's path after independence was less stable. Many nations faced internal conflicts, foreign interference, and cycles of dictatorship and military rule. Widespread inequality and heavy foreign debt hindered progress for centuries. Despite these challenges, South America developed a vibrant cultural identity. Soccer became a source of pride, with Brazil and Argentina producing legendary players. Indigenous traditions blended with European and African influences, creating unique forms of music, art, and cuisine. Today, the Americas include over 35 independent countries and many territories. The United States and Canada are among the world's most developed economies, while Central and South America continue striving for stability and equality. The story of the Americas is more than just a tale of discovery and conquest. It is a journey of ancient civilizations, colonial struggles, independence movements, and the ongoing pursuit of freedom and progress. From the tribal villages of the first peoples to the bustling modern cities of today, the Americas remain a land of resilience, diversity, and enduring hope. The 19th century was the age when the United States transformed from a young republic into a rising power on the world stage. At the dawn of the century, America was still small, just a collection of states along the Atlantic coast. But the nation had ambitions. In 1803, the Louisiana Purchase doubled its size. Soon, pioneers began the long push westward, across rivers, prairies, and mountains, seeking land and opportunity. This idea was called Manifest Destiny, the belief that the United States was destined to expand across the continent. By mid-century, America stretched from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Yet expansion brought conflict. In 1846, war with Mexico erupted. The United States emerged victorious, gaining vast territories: Texas, California, and the American Southwest. But within these new lands lay a bitter question: would slavery be allowed to spread? The nation divided. In 1861, the Civil War began, North against South, a brutal conflict that tore America apart. 4 years later, the Union prevailed. Slavery was abolished, but the scars of war remained. After the Civil War, the United States entered a period of rapid change. Railroads spanned the continent. Cities grew. Immigrants from Europe poured in, fueling industry and labor. Steel, coal, and oil built fortunes, and America's first great industrial magnates rose to power. By the end of the 19th century, the United States was no longer a fragile republic. It had become an industrial giant, with a powerful economy and a growing influence abroad. The Spanish-American War of 1898 marked its arrival as a global power, as America gained territories far beyond its shores. From a frontier nation to an emerging empire, the 19th century was the century of America's rise.